what do we have here? Holy jeez, there's beer, there's rum, there's more rum, there's a shaker. I don't know why there's a shaker here. There's tropical juice. This doesn't all really make sense, but soon enough it will. So today, guys, I have a little bit of a project for school. Trying to make a cocktail with beer in it. Well, what this whole project is about is that in my sensory class, our teacher gave us this project where we either make a totally new drink or base a drink off of a current one, but using beer instead. And the spirit or liqueur that was involved was going to be a mystery to us. So at the end of the class, we were all told to pick up a LCBO bag which contained some sort of spirit or liquor. Mine contained Appleton Signature rum, which is, you know, regular old Appleton, nothing super fancy, but this is the spirit, the base spirit that I'm using in the drinks. And then it was up to me to pick some beer and make a cocktail. Now I have no idea what I'm doing because I've never made a beer cocktail before. I'm not too sure where to start, but I was thinking rum, and rum is very, you always think tropical drinks, sweeter drinks, not really bitter or woody or anything. You think sweet and tropical. So I was thinking, okay, what's sweet and tropical when it comes to beer? And you do have a pretty long list. A lot of the IPAs can be quite tropically or whatnot, but sometimes they're a little too bitter. Also, with Appleton, apparently a big flavor out of it is like peach or apricot. Now me, I'm not a big rum, savant in a sense, person who knows a lot about rum. So I don't know if I'm really gonna get, peach and apricot out of the rum, but hey, we got some beers to hopefully complement it. For the beer lineup, we have a Side Launch Brewing Margarita Goza. I know margaritas are more a tequila thing, but I was thinking a little outside the box. Next up, to go with that peach and apricot sort of flavor, we have from Lake Bay's Brewing Company, Foghorn. I did a review on Foghorn. I think I've reviewed 3 of these beers out of the 4. I did Foghorn a few years ago. It was part of it was only in growlers about 2 or 3 years ago, but finally showed up in cans, so we'll revisit that, see how it works with the rum. Next up, I just shot a review on this recently, was Adventures in Time Surfing from Flying Monkeys. That was a pretty good double IPA, very tropically sweet forward rather than bitter. And then finally, one beer that I haven't had before, Endless Summer from Manitoulin Brewing Company, their pineapple sour. So when I saw pineapple, I'm thinking, yeah, rum, pineapple, should be a good mix. Also picked up some Malibu for a bit of coconut going on in there. Not going to use a ton of this, I don't think, but just add that coconut aspect. And then for a base juice, if I use a juice, it's going to be tropical passion, which I'm pretty sure looks to be kiwi, peach, guava, orange, and pineapple, but why not? So this is kind of what I'm working with. I might throw something else in here. I think we still have some curacao if I want an orange component to it, but as of right now, we're gonna try to figure something out. So first one, we're gonna start off with the Endless Summer Pineapple Sour, which should be fun. It's coming in at 4.3% alcohol by volume, no IBUs, but it's sour, so probably not too boozy. So what I've done up here is we're gonna start off with an ounce of Appleton rum, half an ounce of Malibu, and then top it with beer. And then variation would be to do half beer and half the tropical juice in case the beer makes the cocktail too sour. So first off, I think we should crack this beer, give a little taste test just to see what the beer tastes like, just so we kind of know going in. Is it really sour? Is it not that sour? But as you hopefully can see, it's a very pale yellow in color, a little hazy, but not too bad. On the nose is a little hard to get the pineapple. This definitely seems more sour than fruit forward, but let's see. Yeah, that's just, it's more sour than anything. There's not a big pineapple out of that. Okay. We kind of know what we're working with the beer. More sour focused than anything. Small glass. Let's pop this Appleton. I really don't know if I'm going to do any shaking because I had the rums in the fridge. Probably should have got a bigger glass, but that's alright. Got an ounce of Appleton in there. Okay, up next, half a shot of Malibu. There's no half marking on this, so we'll just we'll eyeball it. Okay. Malibu's in there. Nice to top it with beer for the first bit. Let's see. Also, garnishes. Totally forgot about garnishes. There we go. There we go. It's not the greatest garnish, but I think it's gonna work. So we got a shot of Appleton, half a shot of Malibu, topped with the Endless Summer, and garnished with a pineapple. Don't know what I'm gonna call it, but there it is. Sweet. Let's give it a try. Nope. Nope, I don't think that's gonna be it. You're not getting any of the coconut, really. The pineapple shines through a little bit, but not too much, and then you get that woodiness from the rum itself. I don't think adding ice was a good thing because it seems to dilute it quite a bit as well and giving a more watery taste. Plus, beer and ice just seems really weird. Doesn't seem like it should be a thing. I mean, because the pineapple's here, it smells really pineapple-y. No, it's still too bland. There's no sweetness really to it. Okay. Okay. Definitely not the winner. So I had my mom try the drink. She thought it was pretty bad in the sense that all it is it tastes like rum and water, which is kind of gross. So instead of making a whole another one, because that's just going to be a waste of ingredients and I only have a limited amount, I'm going to do that variation where I have the tropical juice, add it to it, probably give it some more life. I have to say though that this beer, Endless Summer Pineapple Sour, it's piss poor. There's no pineapple in there. It is just sour beer, and when in this cocktail, it becomes sour soda water. So let's add a little bit of this tropical passion juice. See if it adds something to the drink. It probably will. Let's try it now. For one, it's looking a hell of a lot better. And on the taste, that's definitely a winner. This juice can be quite sweet on its own. I think with the blandness of the sour, it cuts that sweetness enough where it makes the drink a little bit more tolerable. It's not cloyingly sweet. It's just the right amount of sweetness. So I think this version with the juice is definitely a bigger winner. But I'm gonna go see what my mom and dad think. Next up, we're gonna use the Foghorn from Lake Bay's Brewing Company. It is a juicy IPA coming in at 6.2% alcohol by volume and 30 IBU, so still not super bitter, but should be good. Hops are mosaic and dry hopped with cashmere, so pretty excited about that. So before we start the cocktail, just gonna give this a little try on its own. Nice pretty color, you know, orangey yellow, hazier than the first. It's supposed to be apricot and peach, if I'm not mistaken. Warning, this juicy IPA is packed with extreme flavor. Navigate through the haze of intense tropical notes of pineapple, tangerine, and orange. Okay, pineapple, tangerine, and orange. So citrusy and pineapple-y. Kind of on the right track where I want to go. Not as much pineapple as I thought it was going to be coming off the beer. Definitely more tangerine and orange. Between zesty, not as juicy, and a little bit more rindy. So it is a little bit more bitter of a beer. So I think I'm going to throw in some of this Galliano vanilla liqueur because one, it's definitely going to be a lot sweeter. Not a lot, just more or less to cut that bitterness down a bit, and that smells quite sweet. Yeah, it's a fairly bitter beer. Very citrus forward. So let's start off with, you know, big star of the show, Appleton rum. This glass was washed, so we're good. Throw in an ounce of this. Boom. Ounce of that in there. And do half an ounce of the Galliano. Or a little less than half. Yeah, it's about half. 2/3. That's beautiful. It smells quite sweet. Excuse me. Let's top it up with a few ounces of beer. I'm not gonna make a full drink for this one. Just a little, you know, a few ounces, maybe 2 to 3 ounces of beer in here, and it gives it a very similar color, but definitely more orangey. Orangey-esque color, cuts through some of that haze, not as hazy as the beer all by itself. On the nose, that Galliano is quite strong. Maybe it's a little too much. Maybe I want to cut that back to like a 1/4 ounce. But let's try it. No. Nope. Yeah, that Galliano is quite sweet. I think that needs to be cut to like just a splash of Galliano. That tastes like a boozy milkshake IPA with a ton of lactose. I'm gonna add a little bit more beer. Oh, that's nasty. That's gross. This doesn't even deserve a garnish. Oh, that is bad. That is so bad. Nope. That is gross. Hey, buy medicinally garbage. Ew. Never dumped good beer before, but when it's in something like this, it doesn't deserve to be around. Let's restart again. Appleton rum. Ounce of that. Boom. Cool, right? Yep. Whoo! Cool. Appleton rum, beautiful. Let's do, get a couple tablespoons. Pineapple juice. Top it up. No, not top it up, but you know, do about 3 ounces of foghorn. Perfect. Perfect. Very similar color to the original because the foghorn provides a lot of the color other than the Appleton here. let's try this. I mean, like I said, there's supposed to be pineapple notes in this Foghorn beer right here. Let's give it a smell. First of all, a lot better without the Galliano. One thing that I don't like about this, or at least with the combos that I'm given and the beers that I'm thinking of using, is that Appleton has a fairly woody note to it. That when you get a bitter beer, it clashes and it makes just a weird, it gives it a weird taste in your mouth. The pineapple juice doesn't really shine, it shines a lot better, excuse me, compared to anything else, but it's a little bit better, but this beer is still too bitter, too hoppy, too rindy and piney of a beer that mixes well with the rest of the woody notes in here. It makes a drink a little bit more like a tree, a little bit more tree-like, somewhat even light earthy. The smell is nice. It smells pretty good, but the flavor of it is just too sharp of a beer with the woody notes of the Appleton. It just makes a weird clash, in my opinion. So we're on to the third beer that I purchased. We have from Flying Monkeys, Adventure in Time Surfing Strong Beer. I'm pretty sure it's a double IPA, if I'm not mistaken, coming in at 8.2% alcohol by volume. I think it was 46 IBU, so a little higher than the Foghorn, but from what I remember, this beer here was a lot smoother. So we're gonna crack this can open, give it another little taste testy before we dive fully into the mixed drink. Lighter in color, a nice light yellow, still hazy. For one, it is a lot less bitter than the Foghorn, which is nice. A little bit more, in a sense, creamier. It's not a milkshake IPA, but I think it's gonna provide a bit more, at least it will not clash as much with the woody note, but still going through so far, I think IPAs and sours are not good mixes with this particular rum, but hey, we gotta try it anyway. So, as always, ounce of Appleton. Boom. There we go. We're gonna do a few variations of this. I'm just gonna top with about 3 ounces of beer. Just to get a base, because this is going to be the base. It's going to be Appleton in the beer. I just want to see what the base is like first. Look at that. It gets a little darker from the Appleton rum. On the nose, that Appleton sweetness really pops a little bit more, working with that sort of creaminess, that more sweeter note of the beer. I'm just worried about that woody clash. 'Cause Appleton doesn't smell overly woody, but damn, the flavor is woody. In the mix, it's a lot better than with the Foghorn over here, which I really do like. I got a couple of variations right now. I'm going to throw in just maybe a slight bit of Malibu in here. So we'll do that in just a second. I'm going to go see what my mom thinks about this mix so far. Okay, so with this next rendition that we've done so far, like I said, we got the Adventure in Time Surfing and Appleton rum. When I first started the drink, I put in 1 shot of Appleton rum and then about 3 ounces of the beer. I had my mom try it out. She said it was a little too rum forward, and you know what? Yeah, I agree with that. She said she mentioned maybe add a bit more beer. Well, not maybe, definitely add some more beer. So I added about another 2 to 3 ounces of beer to the one part Appleton, and you know what? It turned out actually quite, as far as all these drinks have gone so far, the best out of all of them. You get that nice caramelly, somewhat tropically fruity Appleton with that high woody note, but that woody note gets cut down because of the more sweetness and somewhat of a creaminess out of the beer here, along with its tropical notes of, I think, what was it? Mango and citrus. So, it comes out pretty well. Notes of citrus candy, blood orange, and mango. So yeah, it really helps balance out the rum and that creaminess of it. There's no lactose in the beer, but definitely cuts that sharp bite. And since it's not as a bitter double IPA, definitely, like I said, doesn't clash with that woody note, so it works really well. The notes that I have for the drink right here is that it's a good base. The beer and rum both shine equally, but none of them overpower each other. And the one thing too is that my dad, he's not a big hoppy beer guy, so you kind of have to like the flavor of hops to a degree as well. So I'm gonna take this rest of the base and just kind of play around with it, because since we have a good starting point, that's really all that matters. The rest is sort of just dicking around, trying to see what kind of other flavors you want to throw in. I'm thinking, you know what, let's throw in the Malibu, a little bit of coconut, because it is tropically. The woody notes are lower, so yeah, why not? Let's do about a half an ounce of Malibu, add that little bit of coconut, a little bit more island vibe to it. Throw that in there. There we go. Give it a little bit of a swirl, or a stir. Because we're not going to throw beer in a shaker. I don't think you're supposed to shake beer. So let's see. Doesn't really change the color too much. Maybe lightens it a touch, but it's a clear spirit, or a liqueur, sorry. Here we go, a little bit better. On the nose, definitely that Malibu shines a little bit. Not overpowering, but you do get that extra bump of coconut. That Malibu definitely added a good bit of sweetness. Even though it was only half an ounce, maybe I'd bump that down to a quarter of an ounce, or even just a splash. Okay, I think I probably got this dialed in. That half ounce of Malibu was way too much. Talking to my mom, she thought even a quarter of the Malibu would be too much because it is such a strong and intense coconut flavor. She said probably a quarter of a teaspoon of Malibu. So we're gonna start from scratch. Pour an ounce of Appleton. In the glass. We got our quarter teaspoon, or like a little dollop, just a dollop of Malibu. Perfect. Just to give it that a little bit of coconut. Last time we had too much island thyme. And then 6 ounces of beer. And there we go. It's better, but you don't get as much coconut. Let's add just a touch more. Let's make it half a teaspoon of coconut, of Malibu, sorry. You don't get as much coconut with just a quarter. Let's do that again. Let's cross our fingers. Let's see. You know what? That's probably one of the better drinks thus far. There's a fair bit of hoppiness and the woody note of of the Appleton rum here. It still clashes just a little bit, but not too bad. You kind of gotta like that little bit of hoppiness. I don't think my dad will like it as much, but we're gonna make him try it either way. Do you want to try it on camera, or do you want to not try it on camera? Try it out.
Okie dokie. See what we got here.
Yeah.
Got the nice aroma.
Mm-hmm.
Still on the hoppy side, but not everyone can be a lighthouse.
Exactly.
Yeah, I can taste the rum for sure.
Yep.
Can taste the beer. A little bit. I can't taste the coconut too much.
Yeah, it's quite light.
It's just kind of there, and it just needs sort of a little bit of extra, sweetness, I think.
Yeah, I think either the simple syrup or, like you said, the grenadine.
Yeah.
Like but if it's grenadine, just a slick. That's also very sweet.
Right. Or maybe even just a little bit of this too. This can be your next try in terms of an addition.
Yeah, we'll throw in the tropical juice.
But you definitely want the coconut. I still think that I can still have the aroma of the hops, whatever. And for a non-hop person, I find I find that the hops sometimes clash a bit with the tropical flavors that you're trying to bring into it. Because the hops are more like earthy, kind of Canadian, sort of standard taste, and you're trying to get into the tropics a little bit, and they got the U.S. in between. And,
a little bit of clash there.
A little bit of clash there. So I think when you try this mix with a no hop beer or a New England IPA, like the Lighthouse, then it'll be bang on.
Yeah, no, I think you're right with maybe the New England. I didn't think New England would work because I don't know.
But it gives you the strength of the beer.
Yeah,
without
softer,
as much
hot presence. Yeah.
So.
So that'll be the next rendition. But that'll be another video because I just don't have that beer on hand.
Yeah. And
this video is probably 20 minutes long.
We're out of stock because we drank that beer yesterday.
Yeah. Yeah. Hey, you know what? We're getting closer. We're getting closer to the winner. But yeah, I'm gonna write that down. So we'll keep trying. I mean, I got time with this assignment. It's just fun. It's a good excuse to get drunk on a weekday.
Hey.
For me.
Maple Rooski's had a few. Daddy Rooski hasn't had quite as many.
But no, it's fun. I mean, as far as academics go, this is the best project I've ever been given.
Exactly. He's having fun with it.
Yeah. And it's good. You get to bring you in. Mom doesn't like being on camera, but she gets to try it out. Yeah. Andre will try out stuff after he comes back from work, but it's fun. I get to share this with my friends. It's a good thing. And beer cocktails are coming in, it seems, just like fairly recently.
Yeah.
Maybe in the last year, but it seems like in 2020 they're really, I've heard a lot more about them. You never think of beer put into a cocktail. Beer's just beer. You don't mess with it.
Yeah.
But it's craft beer. It's 2020. Anything goes nowadays. Yeah. So if you want to throw,
open mind.
Yeah, you want to throw beer into a cocktail, go for it. All right. So out of this whole process of trying to figure out a drink for my project, I've learned a lot. I've drank a lot. My parents have tried a few different, actually all of these renditions of beer cocktails. I'm fairly buzzed. I think we're gonna call it quits today, but there's gonna be more of these, not just for leisure, but for still trying to figure out this project. I've narrowed it down to a good base recipe and some renditions from that base recipe, which is great. So we'll catch back those in the next episode of Beer Cocktails with Ruski. Name, working title. I hope you guys had fun. I hope you can see what stuff not to mix with specific beers or spirits. With this project, I hope to maybe grow this into a series of beer cocktails with Ruski. Again, working title, off the top of my head. It was fun. Dad, did you have fun?
I had fun.
Mom, did you have fun? Yeah, both had fun. We're all having fun. It's a good time. I gotta clean this up. I gotta schedule a golf game, and that's more or less it. If you like the video, go like it. Go subscribe for more. Beer reviews Monday to Friday. Wednesdays I throw a different style of video on here. Could be one of these. Could be me doing something. Could be a story time. Could be me brewing. Who knows? Come along for the ride. We're just drinking beers and having a blast. So with that said, that's gonna do it for me, mate Bruce. Like I always say, crack a beer and enjoy, or in this case, crack a beer cocktail or make one, mix one. I don't know what you want to do, and enjoy. Cheers.